Happy 2025, friends. I hope that you are feeling rested and ready to kick off a new year of learning with your little ones. As we begin the new year, I am sharing 7 things that I will be doing this upcoming week to set the tone for a wonderful year of learning. Hey there, Mama. I'm Lauren Brainerd, and this is Teach Your Littles at Home. I'm so excited you have tuned in as I share fun and hands-on activities you can use right away to help you play and learn with your little ones. So let's dive right into today's episode so you can make more memories than you ever dreamed of. My youngest daughter just turned 2, and we are going to officially dive into our toddler learning curriculum this month. I have 2 older children in our home as well, so if I am not prepared with a plan on what activities I want to do with my youngest daughter every day, then I will not be successful in teaching her the skills I want her to learn during this 2-year-old year. So here are the 7 things that I plan to do every week to set the tone for learning that I want in our home this year. It's her first year of homeschool preschool, and I want to make sure it is filled with all the same memories that I was able to make with my older 2 children at the same age. So if you are also teaching 2 to 5-year-old children at home this year, I hope that you will try out these 7 things in the coming week and let me know how they work for you. Number 1, create a daily schedule. If you were working with your kids at home last year, that schedule may already be in place and perfect to continue as you start scheduled learning time back up in the new year. But if you found that you weren't as consistent as you had hoped you would be with structured learning last year, then last year's schedule may not be the best fit as you move into 2025. We are out the door really early to drop off my youngest 2 older siblings, so our school time is going to have to be after school drop-off. The routine we started toward the end of 2024 was to drop off the big kids, go to the park and get some exercise, and then come home and do some basic kitchen and downstairs cleanup while my youngest has her morning snack. I don't know about you, but I always feel so much more ready to begin our homeschool preschool day when the house around me is neat and tidy. Mentally, it's just so much easier for me to get out all kinds of crafts and activities where we're in a clean space to begin with. Once I get these things done, that usually brings us to about 9:30, and it's time to dive into our homeschool preschool day. Now, if you don't want to commit to calling it homeschool preschool because that term just sounds a little scary to you, just remember that this can be as simple as one 5-minute activity every day. You get to set the tone for your home and what you want to do with your little ones and what that looks like for your family. Now, if you want to learn more about creating a daily schedule, make sure to go back and listen to episode 2, where I share all about the different homeschool preschool routines that we have had over the years through our different stages of life with 3 kids. Now, this brings us to the second thing I will be doing to set the tone for this year, which is to start with a plan in place for the new year. Now that we have decided on what time of day we will dedicate to structured learning, it's time to decide what activities we want to do. It never works for me to just grab activities on the fly in the mornings. I personally thrive on structure and routine, and so do my kids. So whether you want to start with one 5-minute activity per day, a full morning of homeschool preschool, or something in between, you will want to make this decision before you start to think about the specific activities you want to do this year. This way, when you sit down at your computer to print something out, you already know what you're looking for. The third thing that I am really trying to do this year is to take it 1 week at a time. And what I mean by this is before you go and try to plan out an entire month or maybe even year of learning, start with just 1 week. This will help to prevent you from becoming overwhelmed before you even begin day 1 of learning in 2025. In step 2, you decided how long you will spend on learning activities. So now, what do you want to teach your kids during this time? The first thing I did last weekend was I printed out my toddler curriculum map. I've linked this free curriculum map in the show notes, and you might want to pause this episode, download it, print it out, view it on your screen. But make sure you can take a look as I share how I use these plans as I plan out activities for my daughter. This curriculum map gives a very broad overview of the skills that I want my toddler to learn over the course of a year. I mapped out 40 themes that you can use throughout the year, such as apples, dinosaurs, cars, Valentine's Day, all the fun things that our kids always eat up when we're teaching them. So this is just to help make learning fun every week. So if you view the calendar, I've actually mapped out 40 themes you can do all throughout the year to make learning fun. But remember, we are only doing 1 week of planning right now. So choose one theme to tackle this upcoming week. Then you're going to want to determine, do you want to just do one activity, or do you want to try and do the entire theme over the course of the week? You can stretch the theme to last all month long if you do just a little bit less each day. Now, if you view this curriculum map on a device, make sure you click on the blog post links for every unit, and you can grab 5 to 10 free activity ideas for every theme on my blog that you can start doing at any time. Now that we've figured out where to find activities, what type of activities we want to be doing, it's time for number 4. Choose a location where you want learning to take place. For us, this is the kitchen table. But for you, this could be outside, at the kitchen counter, in a playroom, or any other area you want to designate to do your structured activities. Choosing an area just helps me as I'm preparing materials so that I have everything in one place, and when I sit down to teach my child, I'm not having to run all over the house to find the things I need. Number 5, you are going to organize your materials in advance. This is the key to staying consistent. I have found what works best for me is to have a file folder for each day of the week, and I just write Monday to Friday on each tab. Then any printed pages, coloring pages, dot marker pages, whatever the activity might be, or even maybe a printed lesson plan goes right inside the folder. I also have a Sterilite bin with a lid that I use for any other materials we're going to need for the week. Crayons, scissors, pom-pom balls, stickers, whatever it may be. This way, I can just grab the pages and supplies. We get right to work learning without having to worry about any preparation happening during our structured learning time. Now, I know this is a lot to think about. So number 6 is incredibly important, and that is prepare your mindset to have fun. This is the most important factor in being successful in teaching your child. When we sit down to learn with a positive attitude and we show our child that learning is actually really fun, you will have so much more fun together and your child will be so much more engaged in the learning taking place because it is fun. To this day, my older kids are almost 9 years old and 6.5, and they still want to get involved in whatever we're doing because it's fun. And they have those memories from their childhood of sitting around the table with mom and having fun doing activities. The last thing I will be doing to set the tone for the year, and I hope you will too, is number 7, be consistent. You've done all the planning, you have set the stage for learning, and you have the correct mindset. Now, all that is left is to teach your child and make lots and lots of memories along the way. Start with a week, see how it goes. See what works well, evaluate what could have gone better. Then adjust how you're teaching your child and plan for the next week. Build on their interests. If they loved doing a sensory bin, grab another one next week. If they didn't enjoy Play-Doh, then find a different fine motor activity that can work on the same skills in a different way. But just remember, be consistent. Find a routine you can stick with and take the time and try different things. You will find what works for you and your little ones, and you will make so many memories along the way. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful 2025 as you play and learn at home with your little ones. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Teach Your Littles at Home. I hope you are feeling so inspired to create a new activity to do right away with your little ones.
If you like listening to my mommy, will you please leave her a review?
Before you head off to plan the next activity, would you mind leaving me a quick review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you are listening from? This is the only way for me to know if you're finding my tips, activities, and advice helpful, and I get so excited reading each and every review. I hope this episode has left you feeling empowered to try something new with your kids this week. And if so, would you please hit the share button and share this episode with another one of your mama friends who also wants to create activities with her little ones. I can't wait to share even more fun activities with you on our next episode. Have a wonderful rest of your day playing and making memories with your little ones.